Hey guys, happy Sunday to everybody and happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate it. I don't really celebrate it, but I know many people out there do. So I'm sure people are out drinking green beer and doing whatever they do this fine Sunday. Well, it's afternoon now. But look at these girls. I have got little Monroe and little Parker, and they're not wearing matching sleepers, but they're wearing two of the sleepers in a 3-pack that are closest in color. Monroe's is actually a little bit more blues, purpley blues, and then Parker's wearing the one that has more purpley pinks. But they're very, very close. And in the frame that I'm looking at through my phone, it actually looks like they're the same one. So similar. I told you I was feeling the whole flowery vibe yesterday, so I changed Parker into hers. So I'm coming on to, I wanted to clarify some things. I had a viewer yesterday leave a comment, and I wanted to address it because it was a good comment to bring up because maybe people don't know. And also there was some misinformation in the comment, and I think it's just important for people to know it. First off, I want to ask a question though. Why do people post a comment and then delete it? I'm a little confused because I went to respond to the comment. This is why I'm making a video about it, because I couldn't respond to the comment because the comment is gone, but it still comes to my email that it was commented. So the email tells me I get a comment. I go to reply on my video, and the comment's nowhere to be found. So can someone tell me why you guys do that? Because I don't ever comment and then delete it. I don't know. I find that odd. And it kind of bothers me because no question is a bad question. I mean, people can ask questions on my videos, and even if some might find some comments to be slightly, I don't know, rude or insensitive, none of it bothers me because at this point I'm pretty desensitized to most things people will comment because sometimes people just don't know. So I don't know. I'm curious what the point is to comment and then delete it. You know, if you comment and you want to comment on my videos, please feel free to leave it up. I'm not going to get offended or upset with someone for asking a question. So that being said, I'm going to read the comment to you guys so that I can actually address it. So it's by Tickled Pink, which I also tried to search the name because I wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to find out, like, maybe I know who the person is. I don't know. I hate that with YouTube, with comments, you really just don't know. If it's not someone's name and you don't chat with them often and you have no platform to chat with them other than through comments anymore, because YouTube took away the ability to message people. So I couldn't find this person even when I looked up the name Tickled Pink. So if you're watching, feel free to leave your comments up on my videos. They're not offensive or anything like that. So nobody should feel afraid to leave a comment under any of my videos. I am very open to many people's opinions, even if they differ from mine, and I do not get upset with people as long as you're respectful. That's all. So the comment says, does the floppy softness in her arms bother you? I have noticed in many videos where you are changing her, or if you don't have her posed in the Dakatat, you're constantly moving her arms and trying to hold them in place only to have them move back into sculpt position again. I wondered if it was one of those nagging things you talk about that really bothers you, like having a hair out of place. I know Claire Taylor has been able to put armatures after the fact, especially since she's ball jointed. Maybe she could fix this issue for you. That was the comment. So a couple things I want to address about the comment. So for everybody out there, when I'm changing Monroe, when I'm sitting here like this with her and I'm kind of playing with her arms and I'm posing her and I'm moving her arms around, it's not because it bothers me. And it's actually a very good question because it could be very much taken as it does bother me because y'all have heard me talking about my pet peeves. I'm really super picky. I prefer having this baby, especially without the armatures. Most dolls, I prefer them without armatures. I'm not a big fan of armatures because they do break over time. I've seen it happen time and time again. So I've said this over and over again, but I'm going to clarify. When you guys see me playing with her arms, it's because I like to watch the movement. I like to see how the silicone moves. It's one of those really cool things about Claire's silicone. It's like a signature thing with her. I move the arms around because I like to see the slow movement. I find it very intriguing, and I feel like it makes them more lifelike. And so you'll constantly see me putting her arms up like this, and I'm holding her, and then I'll let them kind of do their own thing, and then I'll put them up here and let them kind of fall naturally, and they do whatever. I actually like the fact that I can pose her in a lot of different ways because she doesn't have the armature that makes her stiff. So she's quite posable in a lot of different ways, but I like to play with them. That's one of the things about her free-flowing arms and the floppiness of the silicone that I really enjoy about this particular baby. So no, it definitely does not bother me. It's not something that I'm picking at. It's more because I like watching the silicone move. And for some, it might bother them. I know that there are a lot of collectors out there that really, having armatures in the arms is a must for them to enjoy the doll. For me, not at all. I actually really enjoy not having any armatures whatsoever in the baby. Parker also does not have armatures, but she doesn't have that. Her silicone is soft, but it's definitely not nearly as soft as Monroe, and so there's less movement there. So I tend to play with it because I love watching that her arms move, and especially when she's not in clothing, her arms move so slowly back in place. So yeah, I like to pose her a lot with her hands up by her face. So a lot of times when she's in the DockATot, or if she's on the changing table, or even in her pod, wherever I'm laying her, a lot of times I'll put her hands up by her chin, or I like to see them, like if I'm laying her, like when I'm changing her, I like to have her arms out because that's naturally how a baby would lay their arms if you're laying them down, unless they're kind of moving in to play with something, I think. But yeah, no, I love no armatures. So no fix needed for Monroe. I find her to be perfect as she is. It's just how I would prefer her. If I had ordered her myself directly from Claire, she would not have come with armatures. It's not something I would have chosen. So yeah, so no, doesn't bother me at all. And the other thing I found in this comment that really needs to be addressed is, she says, I know Claire Taylor has been able to put armatures in after the fact. So I want to clarify that because I've actually had conversations with Claire about this. Claire Taylor does not make repairs to or put in new armatures in an already made doll. She doesn't do it. I'm not sure where this comes from, and I know she's made videos about, she doesn't understand where these rumors come from about the things that she does, such as like touch-ups on a doll, fixing dolls. She's made it very, very clear that, one, she's not going to be putting armatures. She doesn't offer the option of putting armatures in a doll after it's made. The doll either comes with armatures or the doll is always going to be without armatures. So I don't think it's good to have that information floating out there because I know she gets bombarded with a lot of questions about stuff like this. Can you do a touch-up on a doll of one of your dolls that you made back in 2011? She just doesn't have the time for that. She's very, very busy. She wants to focus on making new dolls, not repairing old dolls, and it's physically impossible with all the dolls that she's made and has out there for her to be able to fix and repair all of them. It's not because she doesn't stand behind her work, because she does 100%. She will, if there's something going on with a doll that you purchased directly from her and you're the first mommy, she will definitely go out of her way to make sure if something isn't right or you want something slightly changed. She's always been very good about fixing it immediately. She's done it for me. She's done it for friends of mine. She's wonderful. Her customer service is fantastic. But once the doll's been sold on to however many mommies, she can't possibly find the time to repair them. And that includes armatures. And armatures, depending on how old they are and what they're made from, because I think they've changed over the years. I'm not sure what hers are made from. And it depends on the doll, because I know I think she uses like silicone, some sort of silicone armature in her newest dolls. I'm not 100% sure on that, but she has definitely made it very clear that she does not put in new armatures into one of her existing dolls that doesn't currently have them. I also have been told that she does not make repairs to them either. So one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of armatures, I mean, I'm fine. When I have had dolls with armatures, I haven't messed with them a whole lot because in the back of my mind, I've always kind of thought, if I bend and straighten them enough, if it's made with metal, we all know what happens if you take a paper clip and bend it back and forth 50,000 times. It'll eventually break. It weakens. So I've never been really a huge fan of armatures. They're nice to have, but I definitely don't need them. And now learning that some have, I've seen them break from time to time, I'd prefer not to have them in the doll at all. Especially when the silicone is soft. You really just don't need an armature. She's really superposable, and I like the free flow so I can see her silicone move. So it definitely doesn't bother me. But for those out there that may think that Claire might be able to put armatures in after the fact, no, she does not. So please don't email her with those. I think that you will probably, I don't know if she can respond to everybody that she gets messages from, but yeah, hopefully that clears it up. So no issue with my Monroe, guys. I love her just as she is. It does not bother me not one tiny bit that her arms move like they do. In fact, it is a fabulous feature in my mind. I view her as the ultimate perfect baby. Ball joint neck, don't bother me. I really love her neck. I think she's so beautifully made just how she is. Like I said, collectors, we all have our different preferences, and for me, I've learned over the years that certain things are definitely a must for me, but armatures are not one of them. And even having the one-piece pour, sure, it would have been nice, but my hat's off to Claire because she sculpted this neck in the way the head attaches, and it looks so natural. And I've said this before, when I turn her head, I'm not turning the ball joint. The neck is actually twisting. So it's a really cool constructive way that she did a ball joint, so it doesn't really look like a ball joint. It's kind of awesome. It's pretty awesome. Look how cute she's like, yes, it's awesome. And then we have Parker here, who is a gorgeous baby girl. I just wanted to make sure that she was in the video as well because I haven't videoed her. And since they look so cute in their little floral sleepers, but so cute. And they're both wearing a 1-month size from Next. Parker's is a little more roomy on her. It's even a little roomy on Monroe. Roomy in a good way, not as in like too big for her. I think it fits her really, really well. It just allows for room to move. Whereas the jackety sleepers just are a little bit more snug. But they're both super cute in them. I'm thoroughly loving them in these sleepers. So pretty. One other thing I wanted to share with you guys. I actually went ahead, a couple of my friends already know this because I told them yesterday. I decided I needed to order a bathing suit for Monroe. I mean, it could potentially be for Parker too, but it's, with Monroe in mind. So I've definitely got to look for one for Parker because it'd be nice for them to not share and have their own. So yeah, so that's my next thing. I'm looking for a small enough one because the one I found for Monroe is a 0 to 3 month size, and I think it'll fit her just fine. I don't think it'll be super big or anything, but it's so cute and so retro and adorable, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. But now I'm on the hunt for one for Parker because the girls have to have swimsuits for the hot weather coming up, if it ever gets here. But anyways, I'm really super excited about that. But so that's what I wanted to address. I hopefully tickled pink if you're watching. Feel free to comment anytime. You don't have to remove it. And if it wasn't removed, I'm kind of concerned that why it wouldn't post on the video. But hopefully that answers your question about whether or not her arms in the movement bother you, but also clarifies that Claire doesn't do those types of services. So we want to make sure we're putting out good information so that it doesn't confuse collectors, so that they know what different artists are willing to do and maybe not what they're willing to do. But anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. If you're out somewhere drinking green beer, enjoy. Not my thing, not my cup of tea, but I'm sure many will be. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.